How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So it's actually time to build this 7M. So I haven't actually been doing too much. All I've done so far is painted the bumper, test fitted this. I've had to buy a new radiator because my last one was leaking between the fins and the core, and so it's only a 50% chance of the repair actually working. So that would have been a waste of money. So yeah, other than that, I've just been mucking around with my new ute. Some flares and random things on it, and blacking out the grill. Desperately need some new wheels, but Super is priority right now as far as money goes. Well, that was really exciting. I was doing my final pass about halfway through, and the torque wrench explodes. Yeah, thankfully I have another one, probably of questionable accuracy, which I just went over and redid the lot with that. At least if it's not at the right spec, at least it's at an even spec, and I'll go get another torque wrench tomorrow and finalise it. So there we go. 7M GE power. Oh, it's the next day now. Intake manifold's just sat on there with one bolt because I mocked it up for some Instagram photos, as you do. Water neck is now installed. All this stuff is mostly tight. Not sure if that's in the correct position yet. I'll adjust it once the manifold's on and the turbo drain's on. Yeah, motor's all timed now. All that side's all together. This is all still just sat here as a cover. About to chuck the front plate on. Might make a stud for here, that front cover. I'm still undecided whether I'm going to run that front cover or not. Kind of just taking the piss having the 7M GE cover, but I'll decide later on. But with this water neck I can take it on and off whenever I feel like anyway, so it's not a huge deal. The rear plate there, that one, yeah, I forgot to put that on while it wasn't on the stand, so I just picked up an engine crane. So I'll at some point lift the motor up so that I can stick that on and then put it back on the stand. And the sump just has a couple of little mods. Well, basically just a new drain being put on it, because the old one wasn't exactly flat and it kind of always leaked, which was really annoying. New radiator, had the tabs welded on, so I've just test fitted this now, and it's all good. I'm hoping the intercooler piping and everything is all in the same place it used to be. It's a little close to the frame rail. I can't remember if it always was or not. I should probably just try and slip a clamp on it and then I'll find out, I guess, because there is play in those clamps anyway, so we'll get away with a little bit. I might need to just maybe raise this end up a little bit. It's not a huge deal, it's not overly difficult to do if it is slightly down on that side for some reason. So the front cover's all on properly now, it's all actually timed, crank triggers are on. This is all just loose as a reminder to myself, because my impact's not good enough to actually get it torqued to spec in place, so well, up in the air on the stand. So I'll wait till it's actually in the car. There's loads of room to get to the front of it before I put the radiator in, even when the radiator's in, to torque it when it's in the car. So yeah, just a little reminder to myself. Right, we're getting down to the exciting end now. So I've got the rear main cradle on there now. Oil pump is in there. It's a factory GTE one. It's been shimmed and safety wired. just in case. 6M crank, in case you were wondering, because my car is an 87, and that was the original. Actually, no, I tell a lie. That's not the original crank from the car. The original crank I actually cracked years ago. Last time I tried to push 700 horsepower, cracked the crank. That was due to a imbalance in the motor, though. I'd changed to the ATI pulley. It was balanced with one of these silly alloy ones. I never actually ran it, but that's what it got balanced with, and I switched out to the ATI and I just had really bad harmonics. And it ended up snapping a crank. Oil pan now is all finished up, new oil drain sump bung in there. So it's all poosed up. About to put that on very soon. Then that can go a couple more bits and pieces. Got a helicoil, this stud here. As you can see, she didn't seal particularly well around here because I had no torque in that, because that was poked. So yeah, I'll helicoil that. Slap all the intake and exhaust manifold on, and turbo drain and everything that I can do. I can do it in the car, but it's actually way easier just to do it here. Then gearbox on, and it can go home. I'm actually quite excited now. It's seriously so nice to actually be able to be finally putting things back on for the final time. So this is my, I don't know, probably 10th version of this turbo drain. But got this nice flexible fella here. Was a little bit of a mish. Getting the bend right so everything flows nicely, but yeah, there she is. And the reason I've got the oil lines on now is obviously that's a little bit of a twat to position in the car. I can do it, I just got to take the power steering pump off. But I might as well take advantage of the space I've got right now and just get that lined up around those and get them all tight. And I can just tighten them up on the front for when I slip the motor in. So motor's on the ground now. Getting the flywheel and clutch assembly ready, so that's my always kicking triple plate. To be honest, it is due an overhaul or replacement at some point. I'll decide what to do. At the moment though, it's still not slipping, so I've just cleaned all the plates and cleaned the flywheel. Well, it is the next night now. I have not achieved anything today other than getting a new torque wrench and some more Loctite. Well, actually, more importantly, had a bit of a clean up. So I pulled all the front bars and everything off this now. So pretty much I can bang the flywheel and gearbox on, and then it can go home. But yeah, about to torque the ARP studs, bolts for the flywheel in there. I just chuck an Allen key in there against the ring gear to hold it still. So I'll torque all those first, and then I'll pop those guys in and torque those. Raspberry jam. Well, now I have a bit of an issue. Forgot last time I did this. I was at Willie's place and he's got a spare input shaft to line the clutch up. Got two choices. I can wait, go get an input shaft tomorrow, or I can see if I can slide the box on and then do those bolts up from through the inspection holes in the R154. Being a triple plate, it could be a right twat to do it like that, to be perfectly honest. But I guess we'll find out. Yeah, no, that's not happening, eh? So, after last night, saying I don't have an input shaft to align my clutch, I was wrong on two occasions there. So, one, I can actually pull that input shaft out. I don't want to, because to get a tool to it, I've got to pull off the bell housing and the clutch master, clutch slave and carrier and all that other stuff. So I won't, but if I really was in a jam, I could. I have had this sat here for a few days now. This is, it's not for me. It was delivered to me though. This is a, some guys might be interested in this anyway, and I'll go over it at a later date, properly, when it actually gets to be installed. But this is a, fail, this, come on, is a pt6 gear set for an R154. So this is for Dan's car. Oh, he even got a t-shirt. So this is for Dan's car. So yeah, this is upgraded gear set for the R154. It is still synchro box, larger gears though, and supposed to be good for around 800 horse. So it'll be pretty interesting to see how this goes for Dan. But yeah, there is an input shaft in there, and I'm going to flog it out. So well, there is the input shaft from Dan's pt6 gear set. So I'll go over that in another video on its own, because probably should be a little bit of interest in these kits really. Oh, like a glove. It's so good using an actual input shaft as an alignment tool. Oh, sick. Well, this is the moment of truth. I'm going to straighten it out on the chain a little bit. But let's see what it's like shoving it straight in through the face. Still would have been easier with two people, but just to get it lined up on the mount. But we're home. Obviously, weight of the gearbox is making it tip back, but I'll loosely chuck on the engine mounts and jack up the back and shove the gearbox cross member in, and then I'll double check that all the rest of this shit fits. I'm going to end out this video here because I have absolutely no idea how long it is so far. I have not been editing anything. I've just been filming all sorts of random stuff, and I'll slap it together the best I can. A little unorganised, but just, you know, how life is, just working with the time I've got. You know, I'm not really... I'm filming what I do, not doing things to film. You know what I mean? So, I'm just about to jump under the car and put the gearbox cross member. That won't exactly be exciting anyway. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys, and catch you the next one, where I'll start to put the front end back together and start to suss out my wiring.